think I've always liked the idea of dividing things up into modules. The first time I consciously engaged the idea of the screen was in the 70s. Once it was clear that the screens were going to preoccupy a great deal of my time, they kind of divided themselves into three categories. One I called botanical because it was all about nature. The second was cosmological because it was about more universal issues in nature. And the third was biographical. I can't just attack the canvas like I'm an abstract expressionist. I have to first give myself a matrix, a grid of some sort that I can then undermine. Order and chaos have always played a big part in not just the way I paint, but in the way I live. You can't have the organic urgency of invention without disturbing some kind of ordered matrix of some sort. The screens are a way of getting stained glass into the culture through the back door. They're not in churches, it's not fixed to a building. You don't have to travel to Wuppertal Oberbarmen to see it. You can actually move an exhibition of it around that it becomes portable art rather than architectural art. I now have much greater and more demanding expectations of the medium than I had 40 years ago, 30 years ago, or even 3 years ago. The screens have really unlocked an extremely exciting Pandora's box. We've changed the kind of glass, we're having new kinds of glass blown. And though essentially what you see in my screens is not that far distant from the craft of the Middle Ages, it is fundamentally different from it in other ways. And so I can now dream up ideas for stained glass either architecturally or in the screens that up until 2 or 3 years ago nobody would have ever really dreamt was possible.